Just moments before his death, Pope John Paul II uttered words that shook the Vatican to its core. The unexpected content of his final statement left many stunned, provoking a mix of disbelief and deep reflection. What could one of the Catholic Church's most influential leaders have revealed in his final moments? What is the meaning behind the last words spoken by this beloved Pope? Did he leave a message meant for all of humanity? Serving as the head of the Catholic Church from 1978 until his passing in 2005, John Paul II was the first non-Italian pope in over 4 centuries and a global figure of immense influence. Today, we'll uncover the mysterious words he spoke about the end times and his final hours. Known for his unshakable faith, Pope John Paul II was viewed by many as being profoundly close to God. His spiritual leadership earned the trust of Catholics worldwide, who believed his words reflected divine will. According to reports, in his final days, he wrote letters containing predictions for the future and spoke something so enigmatic that it continues to intrigue believers. His life was filled with extraordinary moments of faith and resilience, including the infamous assassination attempt in St. Peter's Square in 1981. Despite being gravely injured, he survived, and his attacker, Mehmet Ali Agca, was sentenced to life in prison. Astonishingly, Pope John Paul II requested that the man be forgiven, and years later, Agca converted to Catholicism. Despite facing constant threats to his life, John Paul II remained steadfast in his mission, guiding the faithful and upholding Christian values. Born in Poland in 1920, he endured significant losses at a young age, including the death of his mother and brother. Yet, he forged a legacy of wisdom and spirituality, from his religious training during World War II to becoming the ultimate leader of the Church. What hidden truths might lie within the final words of John Paul II? What did he want to warn humanity about the future? Let's uncover it together. The election of Pope John Paul II in 1978 occurred during the Second Papal Conclave of that year, following the sudden and shocking death of Pope John Paul I, who served as pontiff for a mere 33 days. On the third day of deliberations, the cardinals chose Karol Józef Wojtyła, marking the beginning of a transformative papacy that would span nearly 3 decades. John Paul II would go on to visit over 100 countries, spreading messages of peace, hope, and unwavering faith in Jesus Christ. Throughout his leadership, he faced numerous challenges, including attempts on his life, but his commitment to his mission never wavered. His papacy became synonymous with the defense of human dignity and the relentless pursuit of peace. John Paul II stood as a voice for the oppressed, denouncing injustice and offering support to nations burdened by poverty and turmoil. His profound empathy for humanity earned him the admiration of millions around the globe. During the 1980s, his global travels continued as he participated in countless international events, reinforcing the Catholic Church's presence worldwide. Despite his dedication, signs of declining health began to appear as he aged. In 1992, he underwent surgery to remove a small intestinal tumor, marking the first of many health struggles. The following years saw a series of physical setbacks, including dislocations and fractures from accidental falls, further highlighting his growing frailty. In December 1995, a dizzy spell forced him to cancel Christmas celebrations, a rare occurrence that signaled the worsening of his condition. As the years passed, his public appearances revealed increasing physical challenges, from difficulty in movement to struggles in maintaining conversations. In 2001, it was publicly disclosed that he was battling Parkinson's disease, a progressive neurological disorder causing tremors and muscle stiffness. Despite these challenges, Pope John Paul II continued to lead the Church with remarkable resilience. However, by early 2005, his health took a dramatic turn. What began as a simple flu escalated into severe respiratory complications. Acute inflammation in his larynx caused significant breathing difficulties, requiring his hospitalization at the Gemelli Hospital in Rome. A tracheotomy was performed to aid his breathing, but it left him unable to speak. During this period, his inability to communicate verbally became a poignant symbol of his declining health. On several occasions, he greeted the faithful from a hospital window, using hand gestures to express his blessings. These moments deeply moved those who had gathered to witness the presence of their beloved spiritual leader. By late March 2005, the Pope's condition worsened further. On March 31st, during a private mass in his chapel, he experienced a severe health crisis due to a sudden urinary tract infection, which led to chills and a dangerously high fever. The Vatican announced that his health had entered a critical phase and his response to treatments had diminished. The Church entered a solemn state of waiting as millions around the world anticipated the inevitable yet heartbreaking loss of Pope John Paul II. Pope John Paul II's health declined dramatically, with his vital systems nearing collapse. Despite the Vatican doctors' immediate response and administration of antibiotics, the treatments failed to halt the aggressive progression of the infection. The fragile state of his body rendered medical efforts ineffective. The infection escalated into sepsis, a life-threatening condition where the immune system shuts down, triggering widespread inflammation and organ failure. Faced with the severity of his condition, the medical team made the decision to cease aggressive treatments. However, a group of specialized doctors remained by his side, assisting him with breathing and offering palliative care. As news of the Pope's critical condition spread, the Vatican became the focal point of global attention. Crowds of faithful gathered in St. Peter's Square, offering prayers and holding vigils. Inside his private apartment, now his final resting place, John Paul II's condition worsened. On the evening of April 2, 2005 at 9:37 p.m., the beloved spiritual leader passed away peacefully. He was 84 years old, just weeks shy of his 85th birthday. Witnesses report that his final moments were spent in prayer, with his gaze fixed on the window overlooking St. Peter's Square. In a gesture that deeply moved onlookers, he raised his hand as if to bless the faithful one last time. His final word was believed to be, Amen. Shortly after, the lighting of a third lamp in his apartment signaled his passing, confirmed by an electrocardiogram showing no activity for over 20 minutes. In his final days, John Paul II dedicated himself to spiritual work, reportedly writing letters that may contain revelations about his views on faith and humanity. The Vatican later released a detailed 220-page report, offering unprecedented transparency about the Pope's final weeks. This document covers his medical treatments, declining health, and daily routines, shedding light on the challenges he faced as his condition deteriorated. Historically, the deaths of popes have been shrouded in secrecy, fueling speculation and rumors. While the Vatican's acknowledgement of his Parkinson's disease and the publication of this comprehensive report aim to dispel doubts, questions about his final moments persist. The report, now available through the Vatican Publishing House, represents a significant step toward openness and accountability. Even with this level of detail, rumors and conspiracy theories continue to circulate. However, the book provides clarity on key aspects of the Pope's life, including his surgeries, respiratory struggles, and final diet. His unwavering faith until the end stands as a testament to his legacy, resonating deeply with Catholics worldwide. As Pope John Paul II's final moments approached, witnesses around him observed a brief surge of energy. Though his voice was faint and strained, he spoke softly in his native Polish, saying words that were later understood as, "Let me go to the house of the Father." This simple yet profound statement was interpreted as his farewell, filled with faith and hope in the eternal life awaiting him. For those who reflected on his words, it was a powerful reminder of the spiritual journey that unites all believers. Throughout his life and ministry, Pope John Paul II emphasized the inevitability of meeting our Creator, encouraging humanity to prepare for that day with faith and love. His final words were seen as a testament to his unwavering trust in God and the promise of a better existence beyond this world. It was a moment that inspired deep contemplation on the meaning of life, death, and the afterlife. Archbishop Stanislaw, a close confidant of the Pope, later recounted a nun's account of his final moments. According to her, John Paul II's whispered words in Polish expressed his acceptance of God's will. While officially translated as, "Let me go to the house of the Father," the essence of his message was the same, a serene readiness to leave the earthly realm and enter eternal peace. His words were consistent with the message he had preached throughout his papacy: trust in divine mercy and hope in salvation. John Paul II's profound belief in God's mercy defined his teachings and actions. He dedicated Divine Mercy Sunday as an official feast of the Catholic Church, emphasizing the boundless compassion of God for humanity. Remarkably, his death occurred on the eve of this sacred day. His prepared address for the occasion was read posthumously, underscoring the importance of forgiveness and love that he championed throughout his life. The Pope frequently highlighted the transformative power of God's mercy, describing it as a healing force capable of restoring hope and reconciling hearts. In his teachings, he invited people to release fear and embrace divine forgiveness. He viewed God's love as an active and tangible gift, one that could overcome the brokenness of the world. This belief resonated deeply with the faithful and remained central to his legacy. In his writings, Pope John Paul II often reflected on the scars of the risen Christ, which he called glorious wounds. He saw these marks not as reminders of pain, but as evidence of God's infinite love and mercy. To him, these wounds symbolized the sacrifice that made salvation possible and served as an invitation for humanity to believe in the power of divine compassion. The story of Thomas the Apostle, who doubted Christ's resurrection until he touched his scars, held special significance for the Pope. He interpreted this moment as a demonstration of God's willingness to meet humanity in its doubt and offer reassurance through tangible signs. These glorious wounds, in John Paul II's view, were a call to faith, proof of God's boundless love, and an invitation to trust in His mercy. This conviction shaped his actions, especially his decision to forgive the man who attempted to assassinate him. For the Pope, forgiveness was not just a personal act, but a reflection of God's love. It was a living example of the mercy he preached, demonstrating that divine compassion has the power to transcend even the greatest wrongs. In one of his final prayers, he declared, "Jesus, I trust in you. Have mercy on us and on the whole world." His words remain a lasting reminder of the hope, love, and forgiveness that defined his life and continue to inspire the faithful today. Pope John Paul II was renowned for his profound love and attention to others, dedicating his life to making people feel God's presence in a genuine and intimate way. He sought to follow the example of Jesus through acts of care, love, and compassion, regardless of his role as the highest leader of the Catholic Church. Despite his immense influence, he remained humble, using his position not for personal gain, but to serve humanity and strengthen people's faith. Known for his humility and accessibility, John Paul II prioritized the well-being of others above all else. Opinions on his leadership varied. Some saw him as strict and unyielding, while others admired his decisiveness and strength. Regardless of differing views, it was universally recognized that his leadership was marked by deep reverence for God and humanity. He stood as a symbol of unity and peace, inspiring millions with his faith and unwavering devotion. Yet, many still ponder the true aim of his words and teachings. Throughout his papacy, John Paul II boldly addressed challenging topics, often confronting societal norms. For instance, in his 1993 encyclical Veritatis Splendor, he spoke on controversial issues such as homosexuality, viewing it through the lens of church doctrine. While he acknowledged that homosexual orientation was not a conscious choice, he maintained the traditional teaching that true mutual love could only be fully realized within the union of a man and a woman. Beyond moral discussions, Pope John Paul II frequently reflected on eschatological themes, emphasizing the importance of hope and vigilance for the second coming of Christ. He rejected the notion of the end times as a purely catastrophic event, instead teaching that the new era began with Christ's death and resurrection. For John Paul II, the message was clear. Salvation is not only a future promise, but a present reality for those who embrace God's love. His teachings on spiritual rebirth found profound expression in his reflections on the resurrection of the dead. He often highlighted the Gospel of John, chapter 5, verse 25. "The hour is coming, and is now here, when the dead will hear the voice of the Son of God, and those who hear will live." To him, this passage encapsulated the transformative power of Christ's redemptive mission, offering humanity the chance to rebuild its relationship with God. Through his actions and words, Pope John Paul II embodied the principles of faith, hope, and mercy. His ability to forgive, even the man who attempted to assassinate him, was a testament to his belief in living by Christ's example. For John Paul II, forgiveness wasn't just an act of kindness, but a demonstration of God's unconditional love for humanity. As we reflect on his life and legacy, we are reminded of his enduring message: to trust in God, embrace divine mercy, and live with hope and purpose. Pope John Paul II's teachings continue to inspire people across the world, offering guidance on how to navigate life's challenges with faith and compassion. Thank you for joining us in exploring the extraordinary life of Pope John Paul II. If you've been moved by his story and his enduring legacy, don't forget to like this video, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to the channel for more inspiring stories. Until next time, may his teachings and example continue to illuminate our paths.